My name is John Valerio. I'm from Washington, township of Washington right now. But I was born in Italy, and I was there during the Second World War. And my town was a small town like Washington Township, and we got bombed. And the bomb fell from where I was no more than 20 feet away, and was fired and everything else. But anyway, after that, and the food was very bad. We didn't have much food, as a matter of fact. And after that, we had to go sleep in the field, in some bungalows or whatever they could be on the field, because we were afraid that we might get bombed again. And my town, there were only 3 policemen in the town, so we had no soldiers or anything. And we were bombed by the American plane, English planes, and they said that was a mistake. They were just holding bombs, and we got bombed by mistake, whatever it was. But anyway, then in 1948, I came back in the States. I was American citizen. I had a dual citizenship, because when I was born, my father was an American citizen, and he had been in the First World War too. So anyway, I came in the States in 1948. I went to school a few years, and then in 1952 I got drafted. And that was my welcome to the Uncle Sam. I was in the Bronx at that time. I got drafted, and we went up on the Whitehall Street. I got drafted on May the 2nd, 1952. We trained, we got a report. I went to Whitehall Street, and from Whitehall Street we were transported to Camp Kilmer in New Jersey. From Camp Kilmer, we went to Fort Dix when we did that training. And we spent 16 weeks training at Fort Dix, and we were called a carrier company. And what it meant, that we trained together, 4 guys, the whole company trained together, but 4 guys we call body system. We trained together, we ate together, we slept together, and we did everything together. And we wound up in Korea, the whole company. When we got in Korea was in October 1952. Well, then we got split up, except the 4 guys, we stood together. I got on the front line. Well, first we got to Busan. From Busan, we took a train to go to North Korea. And I was in a train, and I was observing a lot of South Koreans begging for food and whatever they could get from us. And I felt like crying, because only a few years before that, I was doing the same thing myself, begging for food from the British soldiers that were stationed in my town. And my heart went for those Koreans. They were starving, no food, no clothes, and all. But anyway, we took the train, and we went up in a place by Chorwan Valley. And I got on the front line. I'll never forget that day, because it was the election day, November the 4th in 1952. We got on the front line. We got assigned, again, the same 4 guys together. And I was made a BAR man. The BAR man is a brown automatic weapon. It's like it's small machine gun, but except you carry in a hand with like an M1. And you have an assistant that carries the ammo for you and everything else. Where we were was trenches, and in the trenches and the bunkers where we slept at night, unless we were attacked by the Chinese, we were slept in the bunkers, and 2 guys had to stay outside in the trenches and stay guards. And while you're on guard, you see big rats coming in the trenches, and it's the rats will scare the hell out of you. But anyway, went up on a patrol, a company patrol, and we made a contact with the Chinese while we were there. And unfortunately, a few of the guys got killed. One of the guys got in front of me, and they got killed. I don't know if he took the bullets was meant for me or what. And it's not an easy thing to forget. As a matter of fact, you never forget that this guy might have gave his life up for me. And after that, we stood and we were back and forth. We made contact with the Chinese or North Koreans, and then while we came back the following morning with few guys killed, which we carrying back to back where we were. The hill we were on at that time was called the T-Bone, and that's where the trenches and the bunker were on. We stood over there for about 20, 25 days. Then we went in reserve. Now, one good thing about when I was in reserve, and I was picked, and Cardinal Spellman from New York City was over there, came over there to spend the Christmas Day with other division. And one guy from each company was picked to go have a dinner with the Cardinal Spellman and the general, my general. And how I got picked, I don't know, but I was picked, and I wound up going to a Christmas dinner with the Cardinal Spellman in reserve and with General Fry, and that was some experience for me. And after that, we went to Camp Casey, and we were in Camp Casey for a few weeks before we went to Cogido. In Camp Casey, while we were on guards, I met few kids. They were homeless. Now, those kids, they were homeless over there, and they came where we were begging for food and whatever, clothes or what. And I was thinking about adopt a couple of those kids, but of course I was there only a few months, and we couldn't adopt anybody. But those kids, I'll never forget their face. And every night, every day they used to come around for food, begging for food and all. After that, we wound up in a place, at Cogido. Cogido is a Koji Island. When the Chinese prisoners are and North Korean, and we were guarding them. We went there for about 2 months, about 10 weeks. And we were there, and it's one bad memory I have over there. That one day I was coming back up from guard duty after I spent about 8 hours on a guard duty in the rain. And when it rains in Korea, it was torrential rain. And we had the South Korean attached with us. And I don't know what, and this South Korean was one of the nice guys and all, but I don't know what happened. What he said, that I had my M1 on my shoulder. I swung that M1, I pulled the bolt back, I was ready to blast him. Why? I don't know. One on GI grabbed me from the back and held me. And after that, I got to get it, for whatever it is. No, they didn't tell me that, but after that, they started asking me if I want to get transferred out. And for the first one, I didn't take it. And then when I went back, we came back in Korea again. We wound up in near the line, and we wound up on a hill. One was Baldy, Old Baldy. That was a very killer. There was a lot of Chinese up there, and we had a lot of connection. A lot of time made contact with them, and again, I lost a lot of guys. I know one guy that I trained together and everything else, he got killed over there. And you don't forget it. you just don't forget those guys. And you do get bad dreams about it, time and again. After that, I got transferred, and I wound up in a. I got transferred. I got questioned, and I got transferred in the military police. And I was in the military police for like 5, 6 months before I came back. And again, even in the military police, you got to watch. We're near the front line. That was after I came back from Old Baldy, and we were still in the front line. And like once we saw one guy, a Korean guy, when he saw the military police, he started running in rice paddies, and we were chasing him. We don't know. He had a box with him. We don't know what he had in the box. And just unfortunately, he didn't have nothing, just the sweet potatoes. But anyway, yeah, it was one experience that, again, we almost killed a guy. This one was in Cogido, 1953. I was there. Like I said, it was about March, April. We missed, by being there March and April, we missed all the cold weather in North Korea. Because where we were over the North Korean Chorwan area and Kumua area was cold, was very cold. And then in the summertime was very muggy, very hot, extremely hot. But I feel bad for those people. I got a soft spot in my body for those Korean people, what they went through. I went back to Korea on 9/11, 2001. I was back in Korea as a reunion. And again, my heart goes for those Koreans. Seoul now looks like New York. Skyscrapers, Burger Kings, McDonald's, and Seoul. And as a matter of fact, we had to go in a Burger King just to see what it looks like. It was beautiful.
Now, like I asked Vito, what does Veterans and Memorial Day mean to you personally?
Memorial Day
And Veterans Day.
and Veterans Day, but mostly Memorial Day, I feel, because like I said, a lot of guys, they lost their lives and the freedom that we enjoy today and Memorial Day. But I don't appreciate a lot of those people have a good Memorial Day picnics and what have you, when I know that Memorial Day, what it meant to me, or what it means to me. A lot of times I cry Memorial Day, just to remember, just thinking why we here celebrating, but one of our own brothers lost their lives. And even the young kids today, you see, I go to Veterans Hospital, and I see them no arms, no legs, and yet they're smiling, and yet they say they would go back again. And I see them. I went with Tom over there to East Orange once, and you see those veterans. And to me, Veterans Day, same thing. Memorial Day, it's holiday, yes, it's a weekend holidays, but I think all of us should remember what it means. All of us should remember that those guys they lost, they lost for our freedom. As they say in the Korean War, freedom is not free. And believe you me, it's not free. As I was saying, I was born in Italy. I went to fight for this country. There's no other country like the United States that we are free to do what we wanted. And we have everything you possibly can. This is the only country in the world that we are free. And when I go to the school, I go talk to the kids in school with Vito. And again, I tell them, when you see that flag, pray for the flag. enjoy the flag. And when you see a veterans, again, like Vito said, go to them and say thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for us. Put your life on the line. Thank you very much.